probably can finish that song. It's actually an old song, part of an old song, but it goes along with my peaceful thoughts for y'all today. And that is to learn how to apologize and forgive. Forgive is very important, and we hear a lot about it, but we don't seem to hear as much about apologizing. And apologizing is very important, not only for your peace of mind, but for creating peace for others. And people who are humble enough to apologize and admit that they're wrong, I respect them a lot. My parents actually taught us about that, and I remember at a very young age, only 5 years old, the first time my parents, which it actually was my mom, apologized to me. And it was because I was a little kid and I was learning words, and I had a friend who was raised very differently than me, and I picked up some words from her, and she didn't know really what they meant either. She was just saying words that she heard, and so I ended up saying a word that I shouldn't have said. My mom was washing dishes, and I came in and I said, "What the F are you doing?" And it wasn't fudge, it was the other word. And my mom was so surprised. She just whipped around and she said, "Where did you hear that word?" And of course I said, "My friend." And I still didn't know that it was not a word I should say. And then she said, "That's a bad word, and you need to go sit on your bed." And I remember crying and thinking, I don't understand why I'm getting in trouble. I didn't know it was bad, and I didn't purposely disobey. So I was trying to figure out, um, you know, what the problem was. And my mom was like, "Your dad's going to talk to you when you come home." And then when everything settled down, and my dad did talk to us, and they both came into my room and talked to me. And then my mom said, "I'm sorry. I overreacted. I shouldn't have punished you. You're not in trouble. You didn't know better." And of course, my dad was like, "Now you know. So if you do say it again, then you are going to get in trouble." And so I was impressed because my mom apologized. And of course, we hugged and said we loved each other, and it was all good. But that made a huge impression on me. Also, because my parents talked about how they had a good relationship with their parents, but their parents never apologized. Um, my grandpa did at times on my mom's side, her dad did, but the rest of them never did. And a lot of times parents don't. They just think that, well, that's my kid. But there's a lot of people that don't, even husbands and wives and friends. Sometimes they just take that love for granted. And even if you have a good relationship and they smooth things over, they say, "Oh, just let's forget about it, let's start new." And you try, but you always think in your mind, why didn't they care enough to apologize? Especially when there's times when, you accidentally hurt them and they make a big deal about it and they say, "You need to apologize." And then you do, but then you feel like you're always apologizing. So make sure you're humble enough and you care enough to apologize. And a true apology is not just saying sorry, like the little kid who finds out he can manipulate his parents and not get in trouble if he just says sorry. But if you really are sorry, you're going to really try to correct that behavior. And sometimes bad habits are hard to break, and you know, you be patient with people, but there's a whole difference between people who actually care and they mean the apology, and you can see right away that they're actually correcting the behavior. But people who are arrogant are always going to want to be right and try to make you feel stupid for your feelings, make you feel like you're overreacting. But whenever they're hurt, they will just expect you to apologize. So don't be like that. Make sure you are humble enough and you care enough to say, I'm sorry. And of course, forgive. And when you forgive, forget it. Nobody wants to keep hearing about past mistakes. Don't use it to manipulate people. Don't act like you're perfect. You have your faults just like everybody. So make sure you forgive. Even God, when He forgives, when we ask for forgiveness, He throws that offense into the sea of forgetfulness. He doesn't keep holding it over our heads. And He helps us so that we can, correct our behavior. So if you are sincerely forgiving, you're not going to keep on putting that offense into somebody's face. And you're going to know that you want people to be merciful to you and patient with you because you know that you make mistakes too. So remember to just forgive, even if somebody doesn't apologize. Oh, I've had to forgive numerous people who never apologized, who actually didn't even think that they were wrong. And everybody else who saw what happened knew they were wrong. But that person would never admit that they were wrong. But I just went on. I apologized for, anything that I did. And then I just went on from it because I realized, that's somebody that I don't need to have in my life. So even if you forgive, you don't have to keep being around somebody who doesn't respect you and doesn't care about you and continues to use you and lie and hurt you. So people who apologize and forgive, people who are humble, who are caring, are not weak and they're not stupid. They're actually the strength of this world. And we need more people like that. So if you want to be peaceful, if you want to have a peaceful heart and be promoting peace, learn to apologize and forgive. And have a great day.